Good afternoon, children. Welcome to our English class. In today's class, we are going to learn about adjectives. Okay. What is an adjective, children? So, to understand, I will read one paragraph for you. Okay? On a hot day, we drove down to the mountains for camping. We reached a beautiful river and put up our tent near some green trees. We cooked and ate some delicious soup. Suddenly, we heard a loud voice. As we peeped out from our small tent, we saw two black bears walking towards the waterfall nearby. Feeling scared, we huddled together and went off to sleep. So, this is the paragraph. Here, if we observe, children, what kind of day it was? Yeah, it was a hot day. And what color were the trees? The trees were green colored. And what was the size of the tent? Yeah, it was small. Okay. What kind of river was it? It was a beautiful river. And how did the soup taste? It tasted delicious. And how many bears were there? Two bears. So, here these words hot, green, small, beautiful, delicious, and two. These words describe the nouns day, trees, tent, river, soup, and bears. So, what is an adjective, children? Here, the hot, on a hot day. What kind of a day was it? It was a hot day. So, hot is saying more about that day. It is describing the day. The day was hot. So, hot is adjective here. So, by this, what did we understand? An adjective is a word which describes the noun. Okay? An adjective is a word which describe or identify or define a noun or a pronoun. Okay? Yeah. In today's class, we are going to learn the types of adjectives also. There are 6 types of adjectives. What are they? They are adjectives of quantity, adjectives of quality, demonstrative adjectives, adjectives of number, interrogative adjectives, and possessive adjectives. So, let us learn them in detail. Okay, first let us learn the adjectives of quality. So, if we see these adjectives of quality, these words describe the shape, size, or color, or any special quality of the noun. How? We'll see. Suppose here they gave us one sentence. The hot sun burnt our skin. So in this sentence, the highlighted word or darkened word, hot, it is adjective. Hot is adjective. It is saying more about the sun. So it is describing the quality of the sun. Okay? Next, a huge car stopped outside my house. In this sentence, huge is adjective and it is saying about the size of that car. So, here we are using huge to describe the size of a noun. And in third sentence, we sat in the open veranda and sipped hot tea from the blue cups. In this sentence, the veranda, which kind of veranda, in which kind of veranda we sat? We sat in an open veranda. So, it is saying about the type of veranda and sipped hot tea. Which kind of tea? Hot tea. And In which colored cups we had the tea? In blue colored cups. So here we describe the color and quality. So adjectives of quality. What are adjectives of qualities, children? They describe about the shape, size, or color, or any special quality of the noun. Okay? So, adjectives of quality tell about the noun, about the shape of the noun, size, color, and quality of the noun. And always we'll put the adjectives before the noun, but in some cases we can write the adjectives at the end of the sentence, like in the sentence, the hot sun burnt our skin. The adjective came before the sun, hot sun. But in some sentences we can use the adjectives after the noun also, like the bears were black, the trees were green, the cups were in blue color. So here in these sentences we are using the adjectives after the noun also. Okay? Yeah. The I will read out some examples of adjectives of quality. Prabha has a melodious voice. Here melodious is adjective. It is saying more about the voice of Prabha. Next, mangoes are ripe and sweet. Ripe, sweet are adjectives here. They are saying more about the quality of the mango and mangoes. Next, the car stopped suddenly. It had a flat tire. Which kind of tire it had? A flat tire. So flat is an adjective. Next, Akbar was a great king. He remembered till now. So great is adjective here. It is saying about the kind of king Akbar was. Okay. Next, I met an old lady. Which kind of lady did I meet? An old lady. So these describe the quality or size, shape, or color of the nouns. So these are quality, adjectives of quality. Next, adjectives of quantity. What are adjectives of quantity? Some, little, many, much, enough. These are words we use to describe adjectives of quantity. There is some coffee in the jar. So some coffee. How much amount? Some amount of coffee is there in the jar. So adjectives of quality, what do they tell? They tell us how much of anything or something is there. Okay, they are used with uncountable nouns. So we need to remember this. Adjectives of quantity, how much of amount. If we are referring the amount, we are using uncountable nouns because we can't count the number of coffee particles or food particles. So here see, there is little food in the fridge. Here little means nothing. Little, if it is little, it means nothing. If we say a little, it is something very little. Okay? There is little food in the fridge means there is no food in the fridge. So these words describe the amount of food. Okay, the amount of coffee. So coffee and food are nouns. So the amount of nouns we are left with, they describe them. Okay, adjectives of quality describe how much of amount is left with us, is with us. Okay, so some, much, many, enough, little are some words which we use to describe adjectives of quantity. Okay, the next adjectives are adjectives of number. So they tell us the number of nouns that are present in the condition. There are several flowers on the rose bush. Here flowers are nouns. Okay, and how many flowers were there? Several. So if we put the question how many, and if we get the answer for that, those kind of adjectives are adjectives of number. Did you understand, children? Yeah. So adjectives of number will tell us how many persons or animals or things that are present, and they also tell us about the position of the noun in a particular series. I will give you example. The second car in the row is mine. So, what we are saying is the car which was in the second place in a particular row is mine. So, the second indicates the position of the noun in a particular series. So, adjectives of number tell us how many persons, animals, or things are present, and they also tell us about the position of the noun in a particular series, and they are used only with countable nouns. So, remember, children, adjectives of number are used with only countable nouns, and adjectives of quantity are used with uncountable nouns. What are uncountable nouns? Like coffee, food, sugar, milk, sand, the nouns which we can't count. So, adjectives of quantity are used with uncountable nouns, and adjectives of number are used with countable nouns. 5 cars ran into the backyard. Here 5 indicates the number. So it is an adjective of number. Okay, children? And we use cardinal numbers, ordinal numbers, and words like all, several, many, and few for using adjectives of number to describe adjectives of number. So here is one exception. The same adjective may be used as an adjective of quantity or an adjective of number also. What is that word? That is the word sum. An example for this is SOME, sum. Here I will read. I saw some children playing on the field. Here the word sum describes the countable noun children. It answers the question how many. So it is an adjective of number. So here we used sum, the adjective sum, as a adjective of number. Okay. Next, I poured some milk into the jug. The word sum here describes the uncountable noun milk. So the same adjective sum is used for describing an adjective of number and as well as an adjective of quality. Okay, it answers the question how much. How much of milk I poured into the jug? Some milk. Okay, so it is an adjective of quality. So in English there will be exceptions for every rule. So we need to understand them also. Okay, children? I will read out some adjectives of number for you. I bought a few jars for my kitchen. My mother asked me to drink all the milk. Okay. I accidentally spilled some coffee on my table. So these are the examples for adjectives of number. So, okay, let us move on to the next kind of adjectives, that are demonstrative adjectives. Okay, till now we learnt adjectives of quality, adjectives of quantity, number. So 3 kinds of adjectives till now we have learnt, and we are moving on to the fourth one, that is demonstrative adjectives. Did you understand, children? Yeah. What are demonstrative adjectives? Demonstrative adjectives, if we want to point out anything, So if we want to point a particular noun that we are talking about, those adjectives are called demonstrative adjectives. What are they? They are this, that, these, those. So these are the demonstrative adjectives. If we use this and that to with singular nouns, and those and these for describing or pointing out plural nouns. Here I will read the sentences. This egg is rotten. Which egg is rotten? This egg is. So we are pointing out a particular egg there. Okay, which is rotten. Okay, next. That tree has shed all its leaves. Which tree? That tree. We are pointing out some tree which has shed all its leaves. Okay, next. Those boys are my friends. So, whose are your friends? Who are your friends? Those boys. We are showing them. So we are pointing them out. Those boys are my friends. So those is demonstrative adjective because we are showing them, pointing them out. Okay, these tomatoes are ripe. So we are showing those tomatoes there. So these tomatoes, we are showing some tomatoes. We are pointing some tomatoes which are ripe. Okay. So the words this, that, these, those, they are demonstrative adjectives. Okay. Let me read some examples for you so that you will understand clearly. Is this cap with the red buttons yours? This cap. I am showing this cap. Next, do you think these shoes would fit you? These shoes. I'm showing those shoes and asking. Next, look at that funny cat. That. So the cat is present there and we are showing that cat and asking. Look at that funny cat. So that is demonstrative adjective here. Those apples are red and ripe. Those. So we are pointing them. And one more thing. We will say this for the objects nearer to us, that for the object which is far from us. And we will use these for nearer objects and those for far objects. Okay. Remember them, children. In LKG also we have learnt it. So from the LKG onwards we have been learning English. Yes? Yeah. Next, let us move on to the fifth kind of adjectives, that is possessive adjectives. So, what are the adjectives till now we have learnt? Adjectives of quality, quantity, number, and demonstrative adjectives. Now, here comes the fifth one, that is possessive adjective. What are possessive adjectives? Possession. What is possession? Having anything. Okay, owning, ownership. Okay, possessive means having, owning any object or any animal or anything. Okay, is this your book? She is my friend. Aman is her brother. The bird spread its wings and flew away. So here the words your, my, her, its, they refer the possessive adjectives. If we put a question whose and we get answer for that, that word is described as an possessive adjective. So here these words my, your, his, her, their, our, and its, they are used as possessive adjectives. Okay. Have you seen my new coat? I can't find it out. My new coat. My is possession. It is my coat. I am owning it. Okay. She has lost her car keys. Her is possessive adjective. He stood with his hands in his pocket. So his is possessive adjective. So what are possessive adjectives? Uh, Possessive adjectives are the words which show the ownership or the relationship between two nouns, and a possessive adjective answers the question whose. So if we put the question whose book is this? This is my book. So my is possessive adjective. So if we put the question whose and the answer for that question is an adjective, and that is a possessive adjective. Okay, next. So I want to send Sony and Rashi their birthday gifts. Can you give me their addresses? So I want to send some gifts to two persons. So I am using plural here. Their. Okay. Yours, my, her, his. These are possessive adjectives. Next. And the next one is, okay, we are with only demonstrative adjectives. These are possessive adjectives. You can see now these sentences, and these are present in our textbook also. I forgot to show you this picture. You can see in the textbook also, children. Next comes the sixth type of adjective, that is interrogative adjectives. So what are interrogative adjectives? Interrogative adjectives are the adjective or the question WH words which we use for asking the possession of someone's or any question. Like I'll give you one example, you will understand. Whose bag is this? Here, whose is an interrogative adjective. What problems are you facing in this chapter? What? Here, what is the interrogative adjective? Which house is yours? Which is here an interrogative adjective. So interrogative adjectives are used to ask questions. They are which, what, and whose. Okay? What are interrogative adjectives? Which, what, and whose. So, but not all the questions which start with whose, what, and which are interrogative adjectives. Then how can we identify interrogative adjectives? Means these adjectives should be followed by a noun. See, what bag? Bag is noun here. So any adjective or is followed by a noun, it is an interrogative. Whose, what, which. In these three words, if they are followed with a noun, they are interrogative adjectives. See, what work does he do? So here, what is followed by a noun? Work. So it is an interrogative adjective. But what is the time now? What is your name? In this kind of sentences, the what is not followed by a noun. So it is not an interrogative adjective here. It is just a WH question. Okay. So we need to remember that which, what, and whose, these words function as adjectives only when they are followed by a noun. Okay, if they are not followed by a noun, if verb comes after the what, it is not an interrogative adjective. Okay, yeah, I will give you some example. What type of pizza do you want? At whose house you are celebrating your birthday? Here, What type of pizza do you want means type. Type is a noun, and here what is an interrogative adjective. Whose gift did you like most? Gift is a noun. So whose is followed by a noun. So it is an interrogative adjectives. Like that, if you are reading the questions which start with whose, what, which, you try to find out whether they are interrogative adjectives or normal WH questions, so that you will remember well. Okay. So with this we completed adjectives. So I'll post the answers. Already I posted in the school app all the answers. Try to write them today itself in the textbook neatly. I will correct your books. I'll try to correct your books on Monday. I will correct the books, and after correction I'll give you back on the Monday itself, those who are coming to school. Okay. For the rest of the members I will tell you later. Okay, Nana. That's all for today's class. Thank you.